Hello, I'm here with Miss Rebby R. She's in our second grade team and she's one of our bilingual teachers. So I'm going to let her introduce herself.
Hello, I'm Morela Rebollar. I teach dual language second grade here in Westwood. Before that, I was teaching first grade here at the same school. And so I came to second grade with some of my students from first grade. So that was looping it went pretty well. Before teaching first grade, I was teaching kindergarten, bilingual, also for 3 years. And before that, I was teaching pre-K for another 3 years. So I've been teaching each grade 3 to 4 years.
Okay. Where'd you go to college?
I went to college in Venezuela and I studied early childhood education. I worked there for 5 years as a teacher, and I decided to come to the States and proceed the same career, which I loved.
Okay, so how does speaking a second language impact your teaching abilities? So what do you do just in your bilingual classes that do not have a second language in it? What do you do differently?
Well, we support our students in the first language we give them the most that we can in the first language to support the second language acquisition. So, for example, we work on something as PVR, which is preview, view, and review. The preview is in the native language, which is Spanish. So in that preview, we give them all the support that they're gonna need for the view, which is the objective of the content area. And the review is like whether they learn the reflection of the objective, and is that one is in the second language. So what we do is in their native language, we prepare them for the concept that we're going to teach in English, and the review is exactly if they really understand or understood that concept in their language. So they have to kind of transfer.
Yeah.
Uh,
And then what do you do to accommodate both students? So if they're native in Spanish and don't understand when you teach in English, what do you do?
Well, a lot of pictorial support. We feel sometimes like we a little clown. We have everything with our hands, our mimics and pictorials, and we come back to the anchor charts, which is the anchor charts are everywhere, and picture, word, and then the sentence with more pictures, a lot of reading, and a lot of demonstration, and a lot of word body language, like
So like
all over the place.
Like your
So
book.
I have an example here. One of the challenges that we find in the bilingual education is here in the States is that we don't have enough materials in Spanish. So if we want for our students to love reading in their native language is Spanish, so we really want that they feel comfortable reading the language that they know. So what we do is write the words in Spanish. I know this is not really good for the book, but if we then later on we just take the words in Spanish and have the book in English, and they already know they already have the background knowledge.
I know about the story.
They already know about the story. Yes, but we usually, if we know that the student is having trouble reading just the pictures and making that connection with the words in English, we just put the words in Spanish. Yes, that's a lot that we do, and we do that very often.
Yeah.
Just trying to find really
Materials.
good materials in Spanish.
Okay. And then what motivation do you use for your ELL students? So what do you, if they're having a hard time understanding like what's going on, like what do you do to motivate them that it's going to be okay, and then to keep working? And I know it's hard because you did it too, so you know
Yes,
it's hard.
I know. This is pretty hard. So some of the things that I do is that we call it brownie points. So if I see them that they're trying, that they're working, even they're trying to find the words to complete that sentence, and that you see them thinking of what they do, if their ideas, we give them brownie points. You know what? I love how you're working. I love how you're thinking. I love how you're working and your words, because sometimes you even see them going to the word walls and get those words, and that is an incentive. They have to go and get it. The words are there. The sentence stems are there. The anchor charts are there. But we want that they look for those strategies that we've been teaching them over and over. So it's like, you know what, I love how you went to the word wall and look for the words that you were looking for. You deserve brownie points. And I give them to the group, I give them to the class, and I have the individual points as well. When I see that individual
student.
say, you know what, you deserve a point for hard work. And so I give them those points, and on Fridays, we have our treasure chest for hard work.
So if they fill this all up,
They have, yes. If they said this is a
Fun Friday?
It's a fun Friday where they can create, and it still is a fun Friday, but it's creation Friday. So where they can make the projects that they want. It's not the projects that are in the content, but the projects that they would like to create on their own.
And then the last question is, do you plan on always teaching bilingual?
Yes, always.
Yes. So you know how like this school is 4th grade it's like minimal support. Do you want it to be like mostly like their native language that you're teaching?
Yes, because I believe they have to be strong in the language that they already have for them to make that bridge.
Yeah.
Right? So
you feel like you can make a good foundation for them.
Yes, I want them to have a good base, a good foundation for them to be able to do it smoothly in their own pace. And we see that. We have already successful the students that they are making the reach on their own because they know how to read. And they're the same strategy when they're reading and writing in Spanish. So they just have to be very strong here for them to be able to make it another way.
Okay, thank you.